Well, good morning, church. We come to this last section in the armor of God this morning in Ephesians 6. And just a heads up, I think it's going to be the last regular morning video I'm going to do, at least for a while. I'm just going to let it rest here as we kind of wrap this up. But this last section, so important, so necessary. Starting verse 18, praying at all times in the Spirit with all prayer and supplication. To that end, keep alert with all perseverance, making supplication for all the saints, and also for me, that words may be given me in opening my mouth boldly to proclaim the mystery of the gospel. So this call to pray, to be walking in the Spirit, in prayer, depending on God, be alert, be urgent in your prayer, persevering in prayer, and then praying for one another. We need each other. We need to be praying consistently for one another. If you remember that picture of the phalanx warfare, the Roman warfare, they would have the large shield in their left hand, their sword in their right, and as they lined up side by side, it was your job. You would protect yourself, and you would have your opening out to the right of your shield, but you were also then protecting your neighbor with your shield, and they would link together that way. And that was part of the power of it, is that unified front line. And I think Paul has that in mind. Cover one another, stand together. As we've been going through Philippians Sunday morning, that Philippians 1:27 has become one of my just favorite definitions of the church. That picture, Paul saying, when I come, I want to see you living lives worthy of the gospel. And he defines it this way: standing firm in one spirit, with one mind, striving together for the faith of the gospel. That's what we're called to be, striving together for the faith of the gospel. Pray for one another. Pray for the church, but pray specifically. Call somebody up today. How can I pray for you? How can I be bringing you before the Lord today? What needs are on your heart? And be encouraging one another that way and standing together. We need one another. And then Paul says, pray also for me. And I'll just take a page out of his book and say, pray for me. Pray that I would stand firm, proclaiming the gospel boldly, which is how I ought to speak, Paul says down in verse 20. Pray for God's word to be taking deep root in my heart, for wisdom, for the ability to communicate clearly, and for the boldness to stand for the truth of God's word. I need that. I need your prayers in that. And so let's be standing together, church, as we face trials, as we press on as the church, living lives worthy of the gospel, standing firm, side by side, linked in together. Again, there's no spiritual isolation, right? That's never necessary. That's not a thing. We need that spiritual unification now more than ever. So pray for one another. Pray for me. I will continue praying for you, and we'll see you Sunday. I love you, church.